You are not his father.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Calm down, baby. It's okay. We're all here. We're all here.
I'm here with you.
It's so funny how the woman gets all the sympathy for literally sleeping around and not knowing who the father of her child is. As painful as it sounds, this must be the best thing to happen to this guy. He has no reason to be involved with the woman anymore.
You should be a monster. You know, because everyone says, well, you should be harmless, virtuous. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You know, you don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like, no, wrong. You should be a monster, an absolute monster. And then you should learn how to control it.
There is absolutely no virtue in being harmless. You should become dangerous. How else are you going to protect the people around you?
As a girl at the gym, I have to say that 99% of guys at the gym are completely lovely. They're friendly without being creepy, and they just want to see you succeed. So guys, keep it up. Girls, don't be intimidated.
The gym is chock full of people just wanting to improve life. Even in fighting gyms, the ones that go there are some of the most grounded, down-to-earth people you'll ever meet.
A real G isn't stingy with women, and he's certainly not negative towards women. He's absolutely the opposite. Yeah, come, I'll pick up the Lambo, let's go to the best restaurant, let's stay in the best hotel, let's jump on the jet, let's go to the Maldives. You give them a life-changing experience. You're a consummate gentleman across all realms. The difference between a real G and a simp is once she no longer adheres to your creeds, once she no longer is benefiting your life in real time, once she shows disrespect for your generosity, instead of continuing to give to her, and instead of continuing to chase her and continuing to allow her to benefit from who you are as a man without complimenting you for who you are as a man, stop talking to you. That's the difference between a G and a simp.
Obviously, this isn't realistic for most of us. Most of us don't have Lambos and jets just lying around. But the concept remains the same. Your attention is where women get their power. If they begin disrespecting you, take it away from them.
And you look at the way men are portrayed in like Hollywood, right? And this is another big part of it is think about any TV show that you watch where there's a husband and a wife. Typically the way that Hollywood portrays the woman, the wife, as the alpha, the leader in the relationship, the smart one, and the man, the husband, is portrayed generally as an idiot, a dunce, a man without any confidence, a man who's not masculine in any way.
Exactly. Yet, no one's crying about it.
I think that a lot of people now are doing things not because they enjoy them, because other people will think they're having fun, and it's more about creating envy as opposed to actually enjoying yourself.
Right.
If you go on a really fun night out, you don't take your phone out. So when I see someone who went on a night out and took 20 stories dancing and laughing and having a great time, I know they're bored.
Yeah, they're not in the moment.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you really have a great night out, you don't take any stories and you forget to check your phone. So I think a lot of fun nowadays is misconstrued, and I think it's people just trying to create envy. I think it's different. I think we live in a world now where generating envy from other people and generating... I think I was around 5 and they were around 7. They were a bit older than me, and they used to pick on me on the school bus. And I came home and I told my dad about it. Son, if you want to deal with this, you're going to have to deal with it yourself. My dad pointed and said, you have a lunchbox, son? Teach him. One day, one of them slapped me in the side of the face from behind. And instantly, I don't know what it was, and I turned with my lunchbox and swung it, caught him, and busted his eye clean open. When I got home, Dad looked at me, said, what happened? And I was still holding the lunchbox, but it was all smashed up where I'd hit him with it. And my dad kind of smiled a little bit and said, don't worry, son, get in the car. We got in the car, we went to Walmart, picked up another lunchbox, gave it to me and said, I'll buy you as many of these as you need.
Bullied is sometimes character building. It gives you an insight into how to deal with confrontations and people that try to stop you, something that you'll encounter very much for the rest of your life.
I don't see a solid argument.
There is no solid
for showing
argument.
cleavage and showing your ass online.
Yeah, all they say is,
garner
I
respect.
want to feel sexy. Do it for me. That's a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Okay, you want to feel sexy, but the way that you feel sexy is by getting gratification from other people.
Yeah. And
so when people comment,
why do you have
like,
to be less revealing to feel sexy?
Yeah.
Can't you have a full-blown long-ass dress to feel sexy?
Yeah.
You know, it's Cinderella, like, this dress is too long. I need it, like, my ass showing to feel sexy.
They don't do it for themselves. They do it to compete with other women and get the attention of people they want to impress. It's not that complicated.
When shit gets real. And the question is, ladies, what has to happen before you decide to give this stuff up? Has it gone too far? And what made me think about this topic was when I was sitting down talking to the lovely Miss Jessica Wong. And I was talking about the disparities in the homeless and the suicides and all this other kind of stuff. And she said that if men want services or these kind of things, men have to protest. And I thought that was crazy. I thought it was crazy, and I said, well, wait a minute. When women wanted equality in the suffrage movement, men were right out there with women and wouldn't have got the rights that you guys have without men's part.
Absolutely. These modern delusional women think they did it all themselves.
A lot of women say, I just want a man who's honest. And then the second you're honest, she's like, what? You did what? It's like, well, then don't ask me for honesty. Of course I fucking lie.
Thank you.
So that's a good point. I agree with that one. I don't think it's the biggest problem, but it certainly is a problem in relationships today. That is a problem.
Again, most women aren't equipped to deal with the truth. They want to live in their protected bubbles.
There is a chance that woman may get pregnant. Like,
so if you have sex with a guy, there's a chance you might get pregnant.
Yeah,
that's on you. Yeah, so if you get to choose not to be a mother, he should get to choose not to be a father. Equality.
There you go. It's only equality when it benefits them. It has never been about leveling and playing the field. It's about power and supremacy, a cancer in society.
Women rarely get held accountable for their poor decisions. Men do, though. Men have to live in reality. Women are afforded the privilege of being delusional. So when a guy criticizes a woman, oh my God, right? If you don't believe me, think about it. If a dude's fat, we just call him fat. You're a loser, huh? If a woman's fat, love your curves, girl. You go. She's rude and obnoxious. Oh, you know what? They just can't handle you. You're strong and independent, fierce. We have all these terms to cover up female inadequacies, but we don't have these same terms for men. Men earn confidence and arrogance. Women don't. Women are born with their value. Men must earn their value. So if a man's arrogant, more than likely he's probably accomplished something. When a woman's arrogant, 9 out of 10 times, she hasn't accomplished anything. She just has a bunch of DMs. See, this is the problem that a lot of modern day women have. They lack critical thinking skills.
Absolutely true. You rarely meet a fat, smelly, confident guy. Whereas a fat, unattractive woman is often confident in being a strong, independent queen.
The role of women, be the home. You're not meant to leave the home and try to make money for the home. Keep clean the house, the children, your speech, and your intentions. That is your job. Offer yourself to your husband. Oh, sex. It is so important. If there's anything that men are aching for and longing for, it's sex with their partner. Not a whore, not another woman. They want you. Allow him to be masculine and create a good life. Be there to calm him through his successes and failures. Men will fail. That's okay. Be there for them. And when they're successful, yay!
These things used to be common sense. Now they're just controversial.
A lot of guys commit suicide because think about it. Put yourself in those guys' shoes. You work for 20, 30 years. You're still young. You lost everything tomorrow. You could still build it back.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna...
Right, but I'm saying this guy's 55. His wife leaves him. If he has children that are still under the age of 18, she takes the kids. She is paid to take them and give him less time. And then he has to start from scratch at 55.
I'm 22 years old. I'm 6'2" and I'm in shape, but I've run into this problem where I can't really get women who are not overweight to even look my way.
It's because your SMV is not high enough, dude. Where do you live?
Nebraska.
Nebraska? That's part of your problem. You're not going to get a lot of hot-looking chicks living in Nebraska.
Should you practice game on women that you aren't really attractive to?
No, I wouldn't recommend that. Get to the point of competing is what I'm getting at. You want hotter women. You're attracted to hotter women. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with that. But for you to get those chicks, you need to be better. So compete, be better. Or keep your standards low and just, shoot the fish in the barrel if that's all you want to deal with. What kind of car do you drive?
Toyota Camry.
Fucking boring, dude. You got to be captivating with women, right? Like, you can't just put on the toque and just rock back and forth and think, I'm tall. I got this. Just lean into the ones that you want, man. And if they're not responding to you, then that means you got some work to do.
I've been living with my girl for almost 5 years. When I first met her, I had a beard and I had my own place. The sex was just ridiculously amazing. I fell for it and now I'm in her frame. This is her place. I love her. I deeply care for her. I worked for 2 years making sure that she locks this place in. I'm trying to get to a point where it's like, I'm the leader. I am the man of the place. This is not just your place. This is my place as well.
So what you're talking about is regaining the frame of the relationship and having her look up to you as the alpha male. I see everything's nicely organized over the shoulders there. It definitely looks like a woman's kitchen.
There's cats here too.
So if the cat vomits on the floor, who gets that? You don't do that anymore. Alpha males do not pick up cat vomit. You now have to lean into your inner asshole and become something that she's going to tell you that she hates. She's not going to like when you say, I'm not picking up the cat vomit. You have two choices. You can try to re-engineer this to try to unfuck this entire vortex that you've created for yourself, or you can leave and start fresh with somebody new and not let this happen again. I'm going to tell you right now, the simplest answer to all this is say, fuck it, I'm out.
This is the result of the betatization women put men through. With some exceptions, there's absolutely no merit in staying in this kind of relationship.
Woman is the one that stays with the baby anyway.
That's wrong to start with, because women like you don't deserve to have no child. Being a single mother, that if you have a child and you decide to go out there and choose, you are one mother that should not be having a child. You are one. The father should have the child. The fathers have the child. So the mother shouldn't always have the child. It's 99% of the time the father would make a better parent, and it's women like you that are proving that fathers make better parents.
We all know that single-parent households produce dysfunctional children. However, if there was a lesser evil, I think a child should grow up in a single-father household.
If nobody's perfect, why do you expect men to be that way? Why do women often expect men to be perfect and y'all can be flawed? I find it hilarious how many women are just like, ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Well, if there's nobody perfect, then why are you all looking for the same 5% of men? Shout out to the men who are in the top 10%. If there ain't nobody perfect, then why are you ladies all looking for the same 5% of men?
I want 16, 17-year-old boys living at home. Maybe you're a bit chunky, a bit overweight. Instead of going to the gym all the time and sending me those selfies, which I do appreciate, by the way, why don't you go to your mother and your father and say, hey, guys, I think we should make some changes as a family. I think we should make some positive changes as a family on what we eat. You're doing the cooking every day, Dad, or you're doing the cooking every day, Mom. Why don't we try to include more vegetables? Why don't we try to exclude more of this? I would fucking love to see young people doing that.
To end this episode, here's some advice from the talisman.